This is Radio Nepal. I'm KAUSHAL GHIMIRE with the news. The headlines first. Ruling parties decide to pick common candidates for upcoming National Assembly member election. Pushpakamal Dal Prachanda re-elected CPN Maoist Centre Chair. Health Ministry directs health institutions across the country to prepare against possible spread of Omicron variant of COVID-19. And Pakistan says it is ready to hold 19th SAARC summit provided artificial problems created against SAARC are resolved. Now the news in detail. Pushpakamal Dal Prachanda has been re-elected chairperson of the CPN Maoist Centre. According to Central Member Himal Sharma, Leader Prachanda was elected unopposed as the chairman by the first meeting of the new Central Committee of the party held in Lalitpur yesterday. The proposal to elect Prachanda as the party chair was made by Leader Narayan Kaji Shrestha and seconded by Leader Krishna Bahadur Mahara. The proposal was unanimously approved by the members of the Central Committee. After being elected unopposed as the chairperson, Prachanda addressed the Central Committee meeting. Addressing the meeting, Chair Prachanda said it was his last opportunity to serve the people, the country and the party. He also vowed to utilize his term in office to work for the welfare of the nation, people and the party. The ruling parties have decided to pick common candidates for the upcoming National Assembly member election. Communication Minister Gyanendra Bahadur Karki informed that a meeting held at Balwatar yesterday decided to allocate 6 seats for Nepali Congress and 5 seats each for CPN Maoist Centre and CPN Unified Socialist, 2 seats for Janta Samajwadi and a seat for Jana Morcha. The coalition partners decided to share the seats in consensus as the National Assembly election scheduled for the 26th of January will elect 19 members. Meanwhile, the Nepali Congress has finalized 6 candidates for the National Assembly member election. Chief Secretary of the Nepali Congress Central Office, Krishna Prasad Paudel, said the Central Working Committee meeting of the party held yesterday finalized the names of the candidates for the election from the Nepali Congress. The meeting decided to nominate Gopal Kumar Basnet as the candidate from Province Number 1, Krishna Prasad Paudel from Bagmati Province, Kamala Panta from Gandaki Province, Durga Kumari Gurung from Karnali Province, Yubaraj Sharma from Lumbini Province, and Narayan Datta Misra from Sudur Paschim Province. Likewise, the CPN-UML has also finalized the names of 19 candidates for the National Assembly member election. Similarly, CPN Unified Socialist have finalized the 4 names of the candidates for the election. The candidates will file their candidacy for the National Assembly member post in the Election Commission today. Health Ministry has issued a 7-point directive to health institutions across the country for preparing against the possible spread of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. The Ministry's Epidemiology and Disease Control Division Director Dr. Krishna Prasad Paudel said the health directorates in all 7 provinces, district health offices in entire 77 districts, and all the local levels across the country were accountable for the directive. The division has also urged public not to create and join gatherings, requesting for taking all preventive measures, including the regular use of face mask. Similarly, the bodies concerned have been directed to identify the vulnerable zone, ensure the COVID test, manage proper management of infected, and conduct contact tracing with the availability of quarantine and test facilities. A total of 326 new cases of COVID-19 was reported in Nepal yesterday. The Health Ministry also informed that 255 people recovered from the COVID-19 infection yesterday itself. Meanwhile, 2 people died of the virus infection yesterday, taking the corona-related death toll to 11,598 in Nepal. Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation Prem Bahadur Ali has argued that the financial status of Nepal Airlines Corporation can be improved if its annual services comprise 50% of cargo transport. In his address to the signing of the MOU on air ticket and cargo transport between Nepal Airlines Corporation and Nepal Electricity Authority at the ministry yesterday, Minister Ali expressed his confidence that the implementation of the agreement would be helpful to improve the financial condition of the airline corporation. Nepal Airlines Corporation Executive Director Yubaraj Adhikari and Nepal Electricity Authority Managing Director Kulman Khising signed the document from their respective sides. The visa term of migrant workers who went to South Korea under the EPS system has been extended by 1 year. The South Korean government has extended the visa term of migrant workers, including the Nepali migrant workers whose visa term was terminating from 1st of January to 12th of April. The migrant workers have been relieved as South Korea has not been able to bring the migrant workers in the required numbers due to the COVID-19 pandemic in the recent years. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. Pakistan has argued that all South Asian countries should be responsible and serious for the peace, development and prosperity of the SAARC region. Addressing a press meet at the Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Islamabad yesterday, Foreign Affairs Minister Shah Masud Qureshi said although SAARC's regular activities would have helped in creating balance and development in the region, some powers were against the active participation of SAARC in the South Asian region. Minister Qureshi said SAARC was ready to hold the SAARC summit provided the artificial problems created to stop SAARC's regular proceedings were resolved. After the 18th SAARC summit was held in 2014 in Kathmandu, the 19th SAARC summit, which was slated to be held in Pakistan in 2016, but no progress has been made so far for holding the 19th SAARC summit. South Korean President Moon Jae-in has promised to use his last months in office to push for a diplomatic breakthrough with North Korea despite Pyongyang's silence on his efforts to secure a declaration of peace between the two countries. In his final New Year's address yesterday before his 5-year term comes to an end in May, President Moon said he would not stop efforts to institutionalize a sustainable peace in the Korean peninsula. He added that his government would pursue normalization of inter-Korean relations and an irreversible path to peace until the end. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division, the weather will be partly cloudy in some places and generally fair throughout the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news from Radio Nepal for this hour. But before wrapping up, let's have a reminder of the headlines once again. Ruling parties decide to pick common candidates for upcoming National Assembly member election. Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda re-elected CPN Maoist Centre Chair. Health Ministry directs health institutions across the country to prepare against possible spread of Omicron variant of COVID-19. And Pakistan says it is ready to hold 19th SAARC summit provided artificial problems created against it are resolved. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Also, do check our English news portal at www.onlineradionepal.gov.np/English. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.